Good morning, Amanda and Moses. This is going to be the video of your AC tune-up. So here we have a 4-ton 410A condenser. This is a refrigerant that is being phased out, so eventually they will no longer make the refrigerant for this unit. This is me checking your refrigerant pressure here. Everything in the system looked fine as the refrigerant, which is good. I'm taking off the condenser coil here to get to all electrical components behind this cover. Again, the pressure in the system was good. I'm checking the filter dryer here just to make sure that there's no clogs. The filter dryer can damage the system too. We want to make sure that it's nice and clear, which is great. Here I'm going to be checking the capacitor. So before I do that, I do want to shut off power to the unit. Just marking where the connections or the cables are connected to here. The capacitor does give power to the fan and the compressor, so we definitely need to have that fully charged. I did install the hard start kit last year, which is great. Here is the amperage that your compressor is pulling, 6.9 out of 50.5, which is awesome. Your fan is at 1.2 out of 1.4, which is high. We definitely want to get that looked at. As far as getting looked at, I know eventually in the future it's going to be giving issues because it is already amping high, so that means it has a lot of resistance. Here I'm just pulling off the cover, the top of the condenser, so I can wash the inside of it out. Any kind of dust or dirt that gets inside of it can clog the coils, preventing the system from pushing all the hot air out that it's pulling from the inside of the house. So again here, just kind of just scrubbing the bottom of the unit. You don't have any large trees around the unit, so it's not as dirty, but when the system does run, it is pulling any kind of air around it. So some of that, if it's windy outside, it could be pulling up all the dirt and dust. So just here continuing to vacuum the unit. Spraying it out. The reason why we do this is we want to get all the dirt and dust that is between the fins out. Also just want to keep the unit nice and clean. Some of these units, most of them are an eyesore, so we definitely want to keep them nice and clean so they're a lot more presentable. You're just cleaning out the fans, blades here. There's a little gasket there that was a little loose there, so make sure that wouldn't fall out. Now just putting the fan back on. Again, just keeping everything nice and clean. And Moses, thanks for allowing me to use your water hose. I appreciate it. This little pressure nozzle came in handy. So here I'm flushing out your drain line. The ACs do create condensation, so I want to make sure that there's nothing clogging it or any kind of pest. I know sometimes pests create a nest inside of the drain line, so we want to make sure that you're not going to have any backflow into the house because your furnace is on a platform, so we don't want any water coming back. We want everything to be drained. This is a pan treatment. A lot of these units create algae because it is cold and dark in this place. So we want to make sure, again, there's nothing that's going to prevent water from flowing out of the unit. This is a evaporator coil cleaner. I spray this on the coils just to make sure any kind of dirt or dust gets pushed out of the coil. This is your blower motor here. This is what actually pushes all the hot air and cold air depending on the season. Here checking the capacitor, similar to the one that you have outside, but this only gives power to the fan in the furnace. It's a 14.9 out of 15, which is good. So right here I'm just going to be screwing unscrewing the bolts so I can remove the housing. So I did notice that the unit did have a lot of dust when I was inside checking. Well, let me come back to that. So that's just all the dust here. This is the motor here, the watery sign right there is oil. So the bearings inside of the motor are leaking oil. This is a sealed motor, so I'm not able to put oil back into the motor, but I would definitely recommend getting this replaced. Now here, just vacuuming all the dust inside. So I noticed too when I went inside to check the temperature difference that you have original ductwork. So that is the main cause as to why you're getting a lot of dust inside of the furnace. You're picking up a lot of dust from either the crawl space or the attic. Because as the house settles, the sheet metal ducts do start coming apart. They don't disconnect, but they do come apart. With any little small opening, you will pull in dust and dirt. As you can see here on the fin, that's just all the dust and dirt from the crawl space or the attic. I would also recommend cleaning that as well. You don't want to continue breathing all that in. So I'm here just putting everything back together. As I pulled the blower out, one of the wires actually snapped, so I was just putting it back together. Here, just putting the blower door cover back on, just to make sure it's nice and sealed and you're not putting any kind of air from the garage, just because it is outside, so we want all the conditioned air as much as possible to circulate through the system so everything gets filtered out. Here, just making sure that the system turns on and off. And that's it. Well, thank you for this, and I will send you some recommendations. Take care.